Hi folks, and welcome back to Math with Captain Rod. I'm making this video here to help you out again with dividing polynomials. Now, before we actually look at a polynomial division, I want to point out this example right here. It's just a great strategy in life to take what you already know and then, learn how to expand it. Use what you know to learn new things. So before we do the polynomial, we're going to do this 10 divided by 3 example. Now, if you write it like in radical notation here, it would look like this. And you've probably worked problems like that before. Then you say to yourself, well, how many times does 3 go into 10? And the answer to that is 3 times. So you put a 3 up here. Then you multiply and you get 9. And then you subtract and you get 1. Then you say, well, how many times does 3 go into 1? It doesn't, right? So when you take 10 and divide by 3, this is your answer, 3. But this is what's left over. That's called your remainder. And it's not 3 plus 1 here, by the way, because 3 plus 1 is 4, not 10/3. The answer is 3 plus 1 over 3. I like to think of it as this remainder that still needs to be divided by 3. So polynomial division works very much the same way. I'm going to give myself a little room here. Get that away here. We don't need that little. Apologize if you hear my emails coming into the background here, but I need to do some erasing here. There we go. All right, so this x cubed plus 5x squared plus 7x. Let me turn my other computer down here. The emails are pouring in. Okay. X cubed plus 5x squared plus 7x plus 2 divided by x plus 2 is, all right, equivalent to this. Like, this is how we work this out. We're going to take this x plus 2 and divide it into the x cubed plus 5x squared plus 7x plus 2. And you start by saying, well, how many times does this go into this? And the answer to that is x squared times. And then you multiply. So when we do this product, pardon me, we get x to the third, and then you have to multiply the whole thing. So plus 2x squared. And then we subtract. And that's the same thing we're doing here when we multiplied the 3 times 3 and got 9, and then subtract. Okay, x cubed minus x cubed is 0. That should always happen if you're doing this right. The first time you should get a 0, that first subtraction. Pardon me. Okay, 5x squared minus 2x squared is 3x squared. And 7x minus 0 is 7x. And 2 minus 0 is 2. All right. Now we say, well, how many times does this go into this? And the answer is 3x times, so plus 3x. Then we multiply. 3x squared plus 6x. And then subtract. Okay. 3x squared minus 3x squared is 0x squared. That's a good sign. That means we're doing this right. 7x minus 6x is x. And then 2 minus nothing is 2. All right, now we say, how many times does this go into this? And the answer is once. And then we multiply. And then subtract. And we get 0. Now, sometimes when you multiply these, you'll get a 0. Sometimes you'll get down here and you get some function. And here's kind of the difference. Ultimately, what we have just shown, and I don't even feel like recopying this. I'm going to cheat. We'll just do this, copy, paste. And I'm going to have to pause this here and take this phone call. Okay, folks, I'm back, and hopefully this is still recording sound, because in the past I've noticed that sometimes the sound quits. But anyway, getting back to what we just showed here. So what we showed is that when you take this and divide by this, you get this. X squared plus 3x plus 1. Now, another thing, and there's no remainder, by the way, and something I'd like to point out, if we multiply both sides by this x plus 2, we now have that x cubed plus 5x squared plus 7x plus 2 is equal to x plus 2 times x squared plus 3x plus 1. And this is very important because these are equal, and this one is in a spot where we can find the zeros fairly easily. So for example, since x plus 2 is a factor, x equals negative 2 has to be a 0 of our original function, or of this function right here. And this, I'm not going to do in this video, we could find the zeros easily using the quadratic formula. So this is going to tie into finding zeros for polynomials in the future, when you're trying to find zeros of big long things with x to the 4th, 5th, 6th, those types of things. One of the things you want to be good at is being able to divide out the polynomials. So anyway, I hope that this video has helped with polynomial division and maybe a little bit of talk about why it's important, such as finding zeros. Have a great day.